I am a child of God, and He has sent me here, has given me an earthly home, with parents kind and dear. Teach me, guide me, walk beside me, help me find the way. Teach me all that I must do to live with Him someday. Who wants to talk about a Mormon? Let's talk about a Mormon. Jesus came to John the Baptist in Judea long ago, and was baptized by immersion in the river Jordan's flow. Who wants to talk about a Mormon? Those were the hymns I chose for my baptism when I was 8. I wasn't baptized by my presumed birth father like most Mormons, Mormon kids. Nor did my presumed birth father administer the blessing when I was welcomed into the church, which is when I was only some months old, but I still vividly remember being held at the front of the congregation by my presumed birth father into a circle of brethren where I received a laying on of hands. I was anointed with consecrated oil, and a blessing was administered. It wasn't so much of a blessing, it was veiled predictions. Awkward warnings. So who wants to talk about a Mormon? And they got the monopoly on genealogy, huh? Tunnels deep into the middle of mountains. The record of everybody who's ever been. Sounds a little far-fetched, eh? After I received the Aaronic priesthood at 12, I was eligible to go do baptisms for the dead, and so they took a busload of us down there to the temple and started rifling off the names. Everybody, right? Everybody who's ever been, and everybody who is currently, right? I got a tab for you. That's interesting. Who wants to talk about a Mormon? I'd like to hear somebody talk about how the Mormons are intimately involved with a little bluebird. I would like to hear somebody talk about how Alice is a Mormon. Alice, are you a Mormon? My presumed birth father and mother were presumably temple married. I have memories of them in the morning preparing breakfast in just their temple garments. My stepfather and his first wife were temple married as well, and my stepfather had temple garments. When I was like 4, real fast like, the Mormons told my mother to leave my presumed birth father. Then, after some time, the Mormons told my mom to marry my stepfather. Mother and stepfather wore temple garments, although they were not temple married to each other. Their marriage, in fact, was a in-home civil ceremony. I was there, around the corner. I was 9. Stepfather had many financial assets. Many, a lot. He was loaded. Alright, he was really loaded. My birth father, even today, as far as I'm aware, holds positions of responsibility for the Mormon genealogical department. Little Bo Peep has lost her sheep and doesn't know where to find them. Leave them alone and they'll come home wagging their tails behind them. Although the Mormons don't primarily lean on the Bible, they do have a favorite story. Wow, the prodigal son. My whole life, and I remember laying on of hands and a welcoming blessing into the Mormon church when I was even once old. My whole life felt like my calling here was for something huge, but not to be actualized until I'd had an extremely difficult life and I was old. About About 17 or 18 years ago, I was really into lucid dreaming and dream experiments and dream interpretation. I was fairly proficient. I went for a season, 3 months, and so I'm familiar with the difference between a dream and a vision. I'd been Mormon free at least a dozen years before my dream experiments. So I fully accepted the vision as some sort of truth, even though the Mormons profess the last person to ever receive a vision would be Joseph Smith. So the vision was like this. I was known by everybody in the world for some reason or other. I wasn't quite sure, but they all really sincerely wished the best for me and loved me. It was like I was famous, only without any bad part to it, just famous, like, I don't know, like something I can't quite pinpoint. I mean, there's the Dalai Lama, and there's all of these international spokesmen for peace, but we can find the bad side on them, right? But yeah, in this vision, there was no bad side. Everybody just truly wished well for me. And so all of the limo rides and flashes of lights and soundbite clips, and I'd lost track that I was supposed to be giving a speech at a stadium, and the limo dropped me off. I had not written anything. I was not prepared, right? But at all. So I wasn't going to follow through with this. And I just I went into the building, and this man apparently that I knew, this wonderful, sweet, elder gentleman, I told him I can't step out onto that stage. And when I looked out through the curtain, there was like the stadium reaching up to the stars, and every seat was full with the face looking down on that stage. So I pulled my head back from the curtain and told this sweet elder gentleman that I have nothing prepared, and he gave me that cardboard out of pantyhose, that little rectangle of white cardboard, right? He gave that to me. He said, "Here, just hold this in front of you, because people need to feel like you've given some thought to this. This is the way they'll be able to accept it." He said, "But other than that, you just go out there and you just open your mouth and let it come." Right? And so I did, and then I went to flashes after, like flashes that the world changed really fast, and it was for the way better. Right, so I jumped up out of the vision, and I grabbed my dream journal, and I wrote it down, the speech, fairly articulately, It was like this slightly different angle on fair play. You see, I don't have it anymore. Like, a couple weeks after that, somebody stole my dream journal. I was pretty distrusting of society after that for a while, till I figured out there'd be no way that this vision could be fulfilled if I had a dream journal with the speech written down in it. Right? Because in the vision, I didn't have anything prepared, right? And so I've been married for some time now. And it had been a few years that I was married, and wife had not met my side of the family. My side of the family is far, far away from the ends of the earth. One time, some years ago, about 2015, we were taking a hop, skip, jump across it all to Maui. Yeah, relatively speaking, Maui's a lot closer to my side of the family than the ends of the earth, so on our way back, we stopped in on my mom. I hadn't shared very much about my side of the family with wife. It seemed what I did share was shocking to her. So she had questions, you know. So in 2015, in the summer, we stopped by, give her a little look-see so she could know for herself, and darn tootin' she did. Scheduled for a 10-day visit, but everything fell apart by day 4. So, as I was leaving with my family, my wife and children, my mother asked if we would still be able to have phone conversations like we would. I said, probably not. Right, you've never phoned me once in my entire life. The only reason why we had any connection was because I was reaching out, So I said, probably not. And she said with this, smug fucking know-it-all, She says, oh yeah, I'm pretty sure I'll be seeing you in a few years. Leave them alone and they'll come home.